Welcome back, football fans. You know what time it is. It's the Masked Off NFL podcast. Conference looking at myself. Pardon me. It's the divisional round edition. Thank you very kindly. We're here as usual. It's your boy, the fuck Prince of Narnia, a.k.a. T-Man, coming at you. Looking forward to an excellent episode here. With me, as per usual, got my brother up here, Derek, D-Rich, Squigs, D-Man, whatever you shall call him. And special guest, oh my goodness, is that who I think it is? P-Man himself, Peter Fish. Welcome back to the show.
We are back.
How are we doing?
Doing fantastic, boys. Thanks for having me back on. I'm looking forward to some good discussion tonight.
Sorry.
Always.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I remember fucking P-Man. That shit was so funny when that happened. Whew. All right. Sorry. I had a good laugh. Yeah, we're doing good, though. We're fucking here. Divisional rounds. Let's just get right. Let's get to this reflection real quick. Like, how did we get here? How did Wildcard Weekend go?
Well, I'll tell you how
Wildcard Weekend. Sorry.
Super Wildcard Weekend. Well, I'll tell you my big takeaway with all the super games going on all week, all the hype going into all this shit. My big takeaway is the piss poor fucking referee play that was going on through every single game throughout the weekend. Just to touch on some items that the refs fucked up here, all right? The Zach Pascal fumble in the fourth quarter of the Colts game. Like, I was pulling for the Colts over the Bills. I was cheering for the Colts. I was hoping that they would win, but they said Zach Pascal fumbled the ball in the fourth quarter. Like, that game should have ended earlier. It didn't cost the Bills the game, but that play should have been. That play should not have been overturned. That should have been a fumble. There was an unset play clock in the Seattle-LA game where Seattle ended up having to punt the ball while down 10 in the fourth quarter. I mean, who's to say the comeback was real or not real, but the ref sure fucking didn't make it real, so whatever. There was also a touchback in the Tampa Bay game where the Washington football team dude on special teams, he downed the ball but ran it into the end zone when he was obviously trying to down the ball. He thought the ball had touched a Bucs player, so he was trying to score, but you know, at the end of the day, it ended up being a touchback and it gave the Bucs the ball right back in the third quarter. And then somehow I even got to like talk about this Bears game, for the love of fuck. Javon Wims catches a ball on the sideline, gets 3 feet in bounds, and somehow the refs call it incomplete. Thankfully, the Javon Wims catch was overturned because calmer heads looked at the play and was like, oh yeah, he obviously got 3 feet in. Like, what the fuck were you looking at? As soon as it happened, I was like, oh, that's a catch. How was it incomplete? So I'm a little heated if you couldn't tell. This is the most important time of the year in the most important game in the country, and the refs are out here fucking slap-dicking around, not doing their fucking jobs.
Hey, okay, good job. Yeah. Isn't this like the trend every year though? Isn't it like usually like Wildcard Weekend sucks with refs? Fuck, officiating. I was gonna say officiating. And then you know division's fine, and then championship sucks, and then Super Bowl. You know, isn't it like they're like a trend like every year, like every other week? Officiating just fucking sucks. It feels like at least. Yeah, I think me and you were talking about it, but the Pascal fumble, that was fucking stupid. It looked like the refs only looked at one angle, which is the one that it was like straight behind their back. Because that angle, it looked like he was down. But if you saw the other angle, you were like fucking up, you know?
Yeah, he definitely made an effort to get some extra yardage there.
So I was shocked. I thought the game was going to be over. To be fair, the Colts did play really good that game. Overall, I think it was a really good game. And it was they lost. I think they had the opportunity to win it. They didn't. They just fucked up a lot. They had a missed field goal. They went for it on 4th and goal. Didn't get it. Like they could have easily been up, but I don't know.
I mean, they're still a relatively young team, except at quarterback. So to see them struggle in the playoffs as a 7th seed going up against the Bills, who have been hot all year, like, understandable that they struggled. And still, they only lost by 3. So that was pretty impressive to me. What do you think, Peter?
Yeah, I mean the Colts have been a pretty solid team all year. Yeah, across the board, I think they just get the job done in just about every facet of the game, which this season was good enough for them. They were strong. They had some big wins throughout the season.
Mhm.
I was pretty surprised that they were able to ride off of Phillip Rivers like they did and collect some wins. I think that he is well past his prime. Um, his arm isn't quite what it used to be, and I think that in the future they're going to be looking to get a refreshing quarterback in there. But they got a lot of good role players on their team that are 20, 28, 29 and younger, and reasonably have a solid 4 or 5 years left in their careers. So the time is now for the Colts, and I think that if they're going to make a run at the Super Bowl, it's got to probably be in the next 2 or 3 years based off their contracts.
Yeah,
Certainly.
I think the big thing is who they get for quarterback, because we're all kind of, I think everybody's kind of assuming Phillip Rivers is gone, like he's either going to retire. I don't think they're really I think he's a 2-year deal, but I'm not sure if he might. They think like talking about he might retire. Carson Wentz might go there, whatever it may be. I entertain the idea of if the Cowboys don't sign Dak, if Dak goes to the Colts, like they're instantly a Super Bowl contender. Like with how good their defense is, how well the run game is, like Dak can make everybody play well. Um,
Yeah.
so, but that's another conversation for another day. Um,
What is it?
the Bills look good though. The Bills they didn't look that good as what they've been looking over the past like 6 weeks. Because they were dominating the past like 6 weeks. They look good. They showed some weaknesses that the Ravens very well could take advantage of. Their run game isn't their run stopping's not the best, and that's what the Ravens live off of. Very excited to see what that happens. But once again, the Bills they look pretty good this week still though. I'm excited to see them this coming week.
Yeah, Josh Allen was doing his thing. He was pretty impressive. Ended up with 324 yards, 2 touchdowns through the air, and then 54 yards and a touchdown on his legs. I mean, that's what you're looking for out of your quarterback. That being said, I was most impressed in that game by Jonathan Taylor. He started off the year, he wasn't really getting snaps. It was more like they wanted Marlon Mack, and then they had Naheem Hines come in, and some other fucking Jamoke was in for a little while. But Jonathan Taylor, especially, I mean, he had 253 yards in Week 17, so that tells you all you need to know. But in the game against Buffalo, he was playing his ass off. He was relishing his opportunity as the first time in a playoff game. He really showed me everything that you look for in an NFL running back: agility, speed, toughness, power running, receiving. He even caught a couple balls. I think Jonathan Taylor might become a household name over there in Indianapolis before too long.
I agree with that. I do think he's a quality player. He's got plenty to offer. Very skilled at many facets of the game. If he continues to work on his power running, I think any team that comes up against him is going to be trouble because he is special and he's young.
Took him a while to get going too. It took him a while to get going, but once we saw who this man is, man, watch out! Like you actually had to start fucking Naheem Hines, fucking like Marlon Mack. He's gone. I think he's probably out the door. I mean, whoever that is anymore. Fucking, I know he was injured all season, but like he lost his job. So interesting to see.
And he won't get it Marlon back.
Okay.
Thank you kindly. Hey, moving on down to let's see, this Los Angeles Rams Seahawks game. I was fucking pissed at this one. I really wanted the Seahawks to win. Not only did the Seahawks lose, they kind of looked like shit. So we were talking last week with Nathan about what kind of Seahawks showed up to the game, and it was very clear which Seahawks showed up to the game. The players that impressed me most, I'm not even talking about Seahawks today. Like, that was my end about Seahawks, but a bunch of Rams players really impressed me, most notably Cam Akers, who ended up with 176 scrimmage yards on 30 touches and ended up with 2 touchdowns. I mean, as much as we were praising the committee approach of Los Angeles, this guy really took over towards the end of the year, and they rode his ass through the Wildcard Weekend. So looking forward to see how Cam Akers produces in the divisional round. I also got to shout out Samson Ebukam, who he made the game-ending play on special teams. He forced a fumble on the Seahawks returner, and it led to the nail in the coffin touchdown. So Samson Ebukam he's been a big player for a while. I think about that Monday Night Classic against Kansas City. It was Samson Ebukam who returned those defensive touchdowns, which ended up being the difference maker in that highly offensive game.
Hell yeah. I think it was an interesting game. Honestly, that's why I wasn't like I get that it was ups. Like you get mad that the referee play was bad with that fucking not resetting the clock. Like I get that, but like at the end of the day, did that really matter? Like Seahawks really didn't come to play at all. Jalen Ramsey. Metcalf had a good day, but I think a lot of his stuff came from the zone. I don't think whenever Ramsey was on him, he really didn't do much. So I think this is gonna be a scary team if they can get past the Packers, which I just once again this is a whole. We'll talk about this in a minute, but it's I'm excited. I'm excited for this team though. I really like them. I did say that this was going to be a weird team. Like this team. We mentioned that this could be the upset of the week. Like that. I mean, the Rams when they get hot, they get hot. McVay might be that coach that all you have to do is get him into the postseason. If you get him into the postseason, he'll be able to get his team ready. Aaron Donald should be ready to play next week. It looks like he tore cartilage in his abdomen. I think that's what it was, or his ribs, or something like that. But he's
looking good. He's looking like he's gonna be ready.
It looks like he's gonna be good to go. That's what I saw. So I mean, half of Aaron Donald's still better than 95% of the league. So
true. Half of Aaron Donald can get 10 sacks on the season.
Yeah. So and you know what? While we're here, while we're talking about, we don't get to talk about this a lot. Man, because we have somebody that actually follows the Bears. Why is Leonard Floyd? Why did he play so well? Is it because Aaron Donald's there too? But why did he have such a good season this year?
He was good when he played with the Bears. I mean,
he was good.
I think he was. I think he had some injury problems when he was with us, but he's always been a quality player, in my opinion. I think maybe having a counterpart such as Aaron Donald helped him out. Obviously, he's going to continue to develop. He's not an old guy, but I don't know. I've always thought he was quality. I really haven't looked at his stats for this year, so I don't know what kind of numbers he's been putting up. I did see that he did have a good game. But the Rams defense as a whole really outperformed their expectations this year, I think.
Well, yeah, I think he's over 10 sacks. I will say he did have a counterpart in Chicago with Mac, but maybe it's because Aaron Donald's on the inside taking all the pressure straight from him. Like he's just because he's an edge rusher. But maybe it's more or less that he's getting more stats that show up on the stat sheet in LA rather than the Bears. He did more that didn't really show up on the stat sheet.
Mm-hmm. I like what Peter said in that he's always been a good player, because when you watched him coming out of college, you were like, oh shit, that's a first round draft pick. Like I loved it when the Bears drafted him. But like you said, I think maybe it was just a case that he needed time to develop. I mean, especially like rookie pass rushers going up against top tier left tackles. I mean, you're used to, especially when you go to a school like Georgia, you're just used to running through other offensive linemen. But here the dude can be like 5 inches shorter than you, and you could have like 40 pounds on him, and he's working you all day because they have technique and they have power over strength. So I do agree. I think he's a good player. He's coming into his own in LA. I liked him in Chicago too, not gonna lie.
I mean, maybe Mac was probably the reason why. I mean, Mac or Leonard Floyd, you had to pick one, and obviously we know who you should pick over them, those two. Mm-hmm. So, all right, let's get to the surprise game of the week. My surprise game of the week. I think this was a very exciting game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Washington F-Words. Taylor Heineke coming on the scene. No one knew who this man was. Comes out, balls, like it was 306 yards, 1 touchdown. It seemed like a 20-yard dive for a fucking rushing touchdown. That dude fucking laid out for it. But he came to play, and I have a few choice words to say about this game. So on paper, when you look at this game, you're gonna assume that it's a very heavily defensive game. Low scoring, not really too high. Two really top 5 defenses. Maybe I think Bucks maybe like top 7. I don't know, whatever it is. You think it'd be more defensive? The fact that The Bucks allowed this game to be a shootout. Not discredits them. It doesn't hold to what they are. Like the Bucks should have been 31-13, not 23. It should have been like the Bucks, like they let the Washington football team have an offense and be able to come out and shot for shot with them essentially. I'm very scared about the Bucks and what's going to happen, but they looked okay. But the football team, they have a bright future coming out of this game, regardless of what happened. Taylor Heineke maybe gets a job somewhere, who knows? I will say Tom Brady played pretty well. Antonio Brown, he got a tutty. It was a fun game to watch. I'm glad it was a shootout, I think. But overall, it's interesting to see. I'm very interested to see how the Bucks can figure it out, because with that kind of manpower on that roster, you wouldn't have expected a game like that to go that way. And maybe the Bucks probably aren't happy with how it went either. I can almost guarantee it.
I agree.
So, and if you're,
I think you said it. I think you crushed it perfectly. I have nothing to add.
Yeah, it just
real talk though. Speaking of some real talk, some big trust, some whoop whoop. Baltimore gets it done in Tennessee.
What's up, man?
I did not see this game going this way. I thought in general everybody the Bucks played, not the Bucks. The Ravens played better than I thought they would. The defense held Derrick Henry, which I didn't think could be done at all. I think he had like 80 rushing yards or something like that. Lamar went off. I mean, when we talk about Lamar Jackson and doubts we have for him, no one's doubting his running ability. And the Titans let him have 136 rushing yards by himself. So when that happens, you're not really surprised to see that the Ravens came out on top. If they stopped Derrick Henry and Lamar goes off, I mean, that's all she wrote. So
I was going to say there's probably not too many people that chalked it up for Lamar Jackson to rush for more yards than Derrick Henry did. Yeah, I was also kind of on the fence with who may or may not win this game. I was probably leaning more towards the Titans. I didn't think about that game too much. It's been kind of an up and down year for the Ravens, to be honest. I'm really interested to see what they do with their next game here, but it's been hard to tell. They've been wanting to make strides forward, but every time you think they do, they lay up a dud. You know, their offense will put up 17 points, 20 points, which by their standard is pitiful. And they just need I'm interested to see what they have in front of them. Not even this year, but the following seasons. Because I don't think we're going to see a major shift of the big-time players on their team. I mean, what's a skill position they could even potentially replace? I don't think that they're really searching for new guys. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, I think obviously I think like maybe the receiving core can improve, but at the end of the day, they're not looking for the receivers that are like amazing pass catchers. Like they're looking for run blocking receivers. That's what they're looking for. And then people that can catch the ball when they need to, and they're doing. I mean, Des Bryant, and you got Andrews out there, and then Nick Boyle. Nick Boyle is one of the best right now blocking tight as a blocking tight end. So I think that if you had to nitpick, maybe there, but like other than that, like they're okay with where they're at.
Yeah, I mean they were what 14-2 last season. This season, what 11-5? 11-5?
Yes. They were 11-5. Yeah, they were because they had to win because they were tied with that one team that was out. I forget. They were in that mix. No, they were in that mix. It was Baltimore, Cleveland, Tennessee, Colts, and then one team got eliminated because they didn't win. They won to go 11-5. Yeah, they were 11-5. Long story short.
I kind of like what you guys are saying about the Ravens not really needing anything. I totally agree with that, especially on defense. I mean, the way that defense played, I didn't think that a team could get better without Earl Thomas, but hey, you know what? That's why they don't pay me to talk about this. But I think that the Ravens, they have glaring needs at wide receiver. They have glaring needs at wide receiver, and as always, your offensive line could always get better. Marshall Yanda was one of the best guards in the history of football, and they to have somebody to anchor that offensive line would be encouraging. in terms of the receivers, Des Bryant, you said he's really good, but talk about a guy past his prime, sheesh. And then really like his best option is a jump ball in the end zone. So he's a glorified tight end at this point. Speaking of glorified tight ends, like their best receiver on their team in terms of consistency and output and connection with Lamar is Mark Andrews, who's a great player, but when you need to go up against teams like Buffalo or, Kansas City, you should probably have a wide receiver one, a true wide receiver one.
Yeah.
And right now, the wide receiver one in Baltimore is Marquise Brown. And I love Marquise Brown. I think he's a solid player. But if he's your go-to option, like that's a problem to me. You need other people around him. Maybe develop the guys you have. Maybe get somebody in free agency. Maybe the draft. I don't know. However you want to go about it, that receiving core needs to be addressed, specifically the wide receiver.
Well, the thing is that what I don't want to sound contradicting because I still think Lamar needs to work on his passing. But the thing is that like they're going into the game running the ball. Like they're going to throw the ball when they need to. They don't need to spend big money on a receiver that's not going to get the ball 60 times a season. They don't need to do that. That's why they're not worried about spending a lot of money figuring out who they need to sign at a receiver, because they're not going to get you the money that they deserve out of them. So they need to get these average Joes, and then that can work well, do what they can, have the big games. Like Marquise Brown, he's had a couple big games, but like for the most part, he's just 4 or 5 catches, 60 yards. Maybe not even that sometimes, because it depends on the day of fucking Lamar Jackson, and the run game, how it goes. But I think the receivers aren't. They need an upgrade, but you don't need a fucking $100 million contract at receiver.
Yeah, you don't need a superstar there. You just need you grab yourself a receiver that falls between, let's say, 20 and 35 rank in the league, and I think you can add something valuable to that offense.
Right. So
certainly, I don't think they need to get like a DeAndre Hopkins, Michael Thomas type, to throw the ball to them 100 times a season. Like you said, that's not what they want to do, but they need I think, like, just to throw a name out there, like Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson and Lamar Jackson, I think, would become best friends.
Yeah. No, that's not a bad option either. I mean, it's just you have to find the right guy for the right price. Yeah, like Marquise Brown, he had 58 receptions on the season. Mark Andrews had 58 receptions on the season. Like they're not throwing the ball that much, but maybe if someone like Robbie Anderson, because you already have Marquise Brown, but you have Robbie Anderson that's a little bigger than him, and he's proven that he can do a lot with what he gets.
It'd be kind of sexy if. Well, no, never mind. I shouldn't even say that. I'm good on the Ravens. Are you guys?
Yeah, let's speed past this next one because let's just talk about it real quick. Mitch fucking Trubisky won the Nickelodeon Valuable Player. Blah blah. Woo! Yeah, right.
I mean,
no. That's all I have to say is no.
to win Nickelodeon Valuable Player, throwing for 200 yards and a touchdown, like I've heard on the interwebs that people are talking about how Mitch should disregard the Nickelodeon Valuable Player Award, that he should throw out the trophy even. But at the end of the day, that's probably the best thing he's ever done in his career. And to be honest, it might be the only good thing he ever does in his career. So I'll take my hats off to Mitch, even though it was fan voting. The fans clearly were there for him. So good on you, buddy. Can't wait to see you in free agency.
I saw a meme today that it said they should just let Trubisky stay in Chicago so they don't ruin another young QB's career.
Damn.
It's true though.
I'm being quiet because I just don't have much to say because it is unfortunately true.
It is. I'm not trying to be mean, but
the best thing that Mitch did for us was probably 2 years ago lead us to a 12-4 season. Double doink ended that real quick. Mitch has had the ball moving sometimes, especially here in the last quarter of the season. I will not deny him of that. Bears offense has been red hot at times, led by him throwing the ball well and efficiently, but it's just the mistakes that he makes sometimes and just the way that he plays, you question the way he practices.
What's he developing?
The way he prepares, what goes through his mind. and his decision making, all are just they're pitiful, and I don't know. The Bears do have a lot of work to do. I'm not going to blame it on our wide receiving core. We were down a couple men. The success they found in that game was through Allen Robinson, which anyone and all Bears fans know, most of the league knows that Allen Robinson he's a great wide receiver. When you get him the ball, the Bears can move. But if you run a one-dimensional offense like that, especially if the run game isn't doing it for you, you're just not going to find much success, especially with Mitch's lack of ability for big plays.
No. Yeah, it's just you just think like you've been here for 3 years, 4 years now. Like where are you developing? What are you working on? What do you not like you just haven't seen any progress out of him.
I bet he's gotten better at golf.
Probably. He probably has. if I had a he's out there in old Chicago, you might have them effing scholars out there fucking caddying for him.
Man, the Evans scholars are used to holding his balls for him, so what's new?
Well, damn. All right. Let's get on to the crazy game of the week. The interesting
Believe in Believeland.
This was a beautiful game. I really wanted this game to happen because I think we match up well against Cleveland. But dude, like, talk about capitalizing on your opponent's mistakes. 4 straight turnovers or 3 straight, whatever it was, whatever it was. Capitalize. I think Cleveland had 31 points off of turnovers this game. Like, how can you like not only they turn the ball over, but they did something with the ball. That's the hard, like half of the game is getting the turnover, the other half is your offense going out and scoring touchdowns, and they did it, and it made it very easy. They did get a little conservative, but I mean, you're up 28-0 in the first quarter, so I respect it. Nick Chubb looking good, Kareem Hunt looking good, Baker's looking good. I'm on the Baker train, man. I'm back on it. I was off of it for a while. I'm back on it. I've been on it for a couple weeks. I haven't really said it. We haven't talked about Cleveland that much, but he just finally got out of his commercial zone and went into the fucking.
He went back to the nut grab, Baker Mayfield.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I remember that game.
I watched that video again, for the first time in a long time, and I was like, how the fuck did this guy go number 1 overall? Like, that shows you how good he was as a player, and just like his big dick energy as he's entering the facility.
Oh yeah. I will say I'll toss in. So disclaimer: I did not watch this game, which is a massive bummer. I woke up, saw the box score, and was absolutely depressed that I did not make time to watch this game. That being said, did I think the Browns would win? Not necessarily, but I have always thought this way, that this whole season something was sus about the Steelers.
Bro,
we can all agree on the fact that they were sus, and I'm not even that they were a top 5 team in the league. I don't even know if I ever thought they were even a top 5 team in the league. I was wondering the entire season. I look at their offense, I look at their defense. I'm like, how are these guys winning games? It was like when the Bears were winning games at the start of the season.
That
I'm
too.
just like, all right, these guys are just hiding under a cloak, and they're lucky motherfuckers. They better buy lottery tickets.
Peter.
And now it's time to cash in, and they want a fucking $2 scratch off.
When you were last with us, when we had some recording things we had to switch over. I talked about the Steelers and that I didn't think they were that good, and we were all here talking about it. And Theo was like, "You're a fucking idiot," and I'm like, "All right." He had me think about it rationally. I understood they were 10-0 at the time, but I said that I didn't like how well this team was. It looks good that they're winning, but they're really not playing much. Like it was kind of they were iffy to me too, Peter. So I'm totally on board with you. Like, I did not think that they were. How I explain the Steelers is they did what the Bears did. They were the AFC Bears. They did enough early on in the season to get into the playoffs, but just to be let down and shit on in the actual game.
Yeah, I just remember early, and I don't remember what I said in the last podcast about the Steelers. We might need to pull some film for that. But what I will say is that I remember when they turned from a 7-0 maybe to an 8-0 team, that they were then the only undefeated team left in the league. And that was the point where I was like, all right, something's up here. Something's a little funky. Yeah, then they're riding that whole Chase Claypool 3-touchdown bonanza. It was all fake news in my book.
I thought so too, Petey. I thought so too. All right, Theo, get off your chest.
In defense of myself and in defense of the Pittsburgh Steelers. If we look at the Steelers season as the whole, they started out the first 2 or 3 games and they were the Pittsburgh Steelers. They were running the ball. James Conner was the guy. They were pounding the rock. It was AFC North football. It was beautiful. Okay. Eventually, as the season went on, they started to pass the ball more. Realistically, they had 4 top wide receivers going on at the same time with Juju, Claypool, James Washington. Deontay Johnson actually looked pretty fucking solid. And then Eric Ebron was decent too. So they rode that for the next, if we said 3 weeks was running, next 7-8 weeks, they were passing the ball beautifully. The problems began when the Steelers couldn't hold on to the fucking ball.
They got a case of the droppies.
They had several cases of the droppies. Every single one of those names that I just said, from Juju to Ebron, all of them were like, I don't remember how to catch the ball anymore.
I'm pretty sure.
I think it was just maybe like Washington smacked them all around and they just forgot what they were doing. But they were, at the time of recording, I was fully with the Steelers. I was like, they're maybe not their real like undefeated Super Bowl champions, but I was like, this offense and this defense is working. It's beautiful. I'm with it. Undefeated. Go get them. Once they started playing like they were playing in the Browns game, I mean, what kind of top offense has 3 straight drives to open the game ending with a turnover? I mean, that's just piss poor. So I'll admit I was with the Steelers earlier in the year. I was more convinced that they were real, but if we're throwing people under the bus here, Petey said that the Ravens would beat the Steelers in that episode. So there's that. Thank you.
That the Ravens would beat the Steelers?
That the Ravens would end the
Steelers. And then the Steelers did win. I do remember that. I also was fake news that week on the Titans winning. I remember. Yeah. I was totally sold on. I forgot who the Titans played, or I don't know.
But you did mention that the Ravens were going to get hot again, which they did, but it just happened after the Steelers game. Deontay Johnson and Eric Ebron were the ones I thought of. Deontay Johnson had the most drops this year, though.
On the Steelers or in the league?
In the league.
Really?
I mean, I think he dropped like 12 fucking passes in 3 games. Like
I mean, I believe it. They're playing like complete dog shit at the end of the year. I think like maybe Chase Claypool was their only real receiving option at the end of the year. Juju fell off. James Washington fell off. Ebron fell off fucking hard, man. He's been a good tight end for a while, and I don't remember ever seeing him play as poorly as he did down the stretch.
So cool. All right. Well, I think it's going to be interesting to see. So the slate we got now for the actual fucking games this week is Rams, Packers, Saints, Bucks, Browns, Chiefs, Ravens, Bills. I'm pretty sure in that order too. Is that the right? No, that's just NFC and AFC. I'm not sure the time frames, but that's fucking here nor there. I know the Chiefs play it too.
Show me where the bad game is. That's what I want to know.
The bad game is going to be the Packers and Rams. You can lock it in. The Packers are walking all over the Rams. I know you hinted earlier at the Rams potentially giving them the business. No chance. No chance. And I'm a fucking Bears fan, and I'm saying Aaron Rodgers will walk all over the Rams defense.
That's what I was gonna say. I just don't want to say it. I was gonna say that the Rams can get hot, but the Packers are just that team right now. Like Aaron Rodgers, don't know how he does it, but he throws for fucking 4 touchdowns, 160 yards in the first half. It seems like every other game. I don't. Yeah. You can't stop Devontae Adams, and we have it right here. I don't think Jalen Ramsey will stop Devontae Adams. I think your best chance is to keep Ramsey on Devontae Adams the whole game, because the one time you don't, Aaron Rodgers is going to take advantage of that every fucking 10 times out of the fucking week.
I totally agree. I think, and no disrespect to Jalen Ramsey, we all agree he's a quality player, but I have watched, I believe, every single Packers game this season. And man, it's just Devontae Adams. He just needs 2 feet of space. He needs enough space for the ball to just cradle right in his sweet little hands, and no one's catching him. He's a crisp route runner. Game's going to be in Green Bay. I don't know what the weather report's going to be like, but how are the fucking boys from LA going to play out there? God forbid. I mean, I know up north over there, up in Green Bay, they're probably going to be looking this time of year, 20-degree weather, chance of snow. There's no way they keep up. Also, I will give massive kudos to Jamal Williams and Aaron Jones this season. Both of them have done a phenomenal job moving the ball, and I think it's just going to continue, and they're a great counterpart to what Aaron Rodgers has to offer.
Yep. I want to mention real quick. What you said, you need 2 yards of separation, whatever it is, and then when you got a quarterback that can fucking work with that every time,
and drop it. It's for him that looks like just a dartboard, just throwing a dart in the entire dartboard. It's like, all right, I'm just going to pick and choose.
Right?
What number do I want to hit now? Okay, there we go.
And we got to remember, like this is Devontae. This is the best receiver in the league. He missed 2 games. And he had 115 receptions and 1,374 yards, almost 1,400 yards. And
didn't he have like 18 touchdowns or 19 touchdowns?
In 14 fucking games. Jeez, man. He's the best receiver. Tell me he's not the best receiver in the league right now. Like that. Like, just tell me he's not.
I think very highly of Devontae Adams, but I don't know. That's not easy because he is a phenomenal route runner. He has phenomenal hands. He has great breakout speed. From a physical aspect, just a quality top tier receiver. But you kind of wonder what life is like without Aaron Rodgers if you got Devontae Adams.
Yeah, and that's something we do. I mean, it is something you have to ponder,
Because if we're talking about just a pure thrower of the ball, Aaron Rodgers is the best in the league.
Oh yeah, he's MVP. Definitely, he won MVP this year. He's nasty. Like he fucking knows like how to he knows it before the fucking defender knows. Like I don't like It's weird.
Yeah, and I think this makes him a better receiver though. I mean, not to take away from any of his physical qualities, but just the chemistry that him and Aaron Rodgers have too. I mean, it's the small things that make them that great. You've seen plenty of plays throughout the season where someone's announcing they'll do a replay and they'll see Aaron Rodgers look over, Devontae Adams just give him a little nod, boom. 67 yards later, he's dancing in the end zone, doing the Lambeau leap, doing all that good stuff.
I just wanted to throw on what Derek said. I would feel comfortable calling Devontae Adams top 3 receivers in the league. The only other name that I would even consider throwing up there after this year would be DeAndre Hopkins, because we don't have to wonder what he would be without an Aaron Rodgers type. I mean, Kyler Murray is probably the best quarterback that he's ever had. And I don't even like Kyler Murray that much, but the fact that he was able to come into the Cardinals and be that good that fast, I would put D-Hop up there with Devontae Adams as well.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't disagree.
Well, I think it's hard to say with Deshaun Watson though. Deshaun Watson's still really good. I think personally, maybe you don't think. I think Deshaun Watson might be better as a pure quarterback.
I kind of forgot about Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, that's all right.
So Kyler Murray,
I raised about that a little bit, but both quality.
Yeah.
Quality quarterbacks.
Yeah. They're not Aaron Rodgers. We can agree on that.
Right.
No Aaron Rodgers.
All right,
boys. So back to Rams, Packers. Can Aaron Donald limit Aaron Rodgers' big play capacity, potentially help keep the Rams in the game?
This is a man that can't be stopped. We say both of them, both Aaron. We say they can't be stopped. It's really weird. Aaron Donald's not going to be 100%, but we just said, even at 100%, he's still fucking that man. I think at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers is going to do what Aaron Rodgers wants to do. He's been doing that all season. And maybe Donald gets to him, maybe he doesn't. Regardless, I think that Aaron Rodgers is going to be. He's Right now he's telling fucking the Packers front office, you should have. This is why you didn't draft a fucking quarter. I mean, you shouldn't draft a quarterback. You know, Aaron Rodgers has a lot more to prove. He's gonna come out. He's gonna ball. Aaron Donald's not gonna stop him. I just can't find a way to go against Aaron Rodgers, even though it's Aaron Donald.
I would say, regardless of Aaron Donald's injury situation, which does sound kind of scary going into the divisional round, I would say that Aaron Donald cannot be effective against Aaron Rodgers by himself. As usual with big playmakers, the game very rarely comes down to them playing by themselves. That's why we hail individual efforts so much. It's about the playing ability of guys like Leonard Floyd, like Michael Brockers, like Sebastian Day, like the other guys on that Rams defensive line. So I think the Rams defense could give problems to Aaron Rodgers, but I don't think it's going to be that one guy, no matter how good or healthy he is, that's going to get it done. Speaking of which, Leonard Floyd likes playing the Packers. His best games as a Bear were going up against Aaron Rodgers. He got at least like a sack and a half every time they played, so that'll be something to look out for.
Yeah. Where did the win column? How did that happen?
Well, Wincom, that's more than just Leonard Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Like, he showed up against the Bears. He showed up against the Packers. The rest of the Bears.
But that's what I'm saying, though. To my point is that even though Aaron Donald doesn't get to him, like regardless of like if it's someone else getting to him, like Aaron Rodgers is still gonna come out and do his thing.
Exactly. They need to have a defensive unit performance, not just one guy being a stand up. They need all 11 guys to show up.
And
they might be effective, maybe.
And then they might cover.
They might.
Point spread.
Oh my goodness! All right, this is the game I'm excited for. Saints Bucks, and I mean, what more can you ask for? Like, the only thing that sucks is that this isn't the fucking AFC or the NFC Championship. Like, I think that's like the only thing that you could say that's bad about it. You got fucking Father Time and fucking old shit. No, but no, but it's gonna be insane. Like the number 1, number 2 passing yards all time, number 1, number 2 fucking touchdowns all time. You got the fucking is it number 1 and number 2 game-winning drives? PD, is this number 1 and number 2?
I would assume so.
Right,
it's got to be.
Tom Brady has 57 game-winning drives, and then will be 50. Like, who's gonna? Breeze has fucking gonna be 57.
He's got 56 right now, looking for his 57.
Right. So, like,
definitely not a career milestone by any means, but just fun little stat to look at.
Just the magnitude though of it, like the magnitude of what we're dealing with.
How many times? Yeah, I mean, think about that. 57. That's what? That's at least
56.
That's at least 3.5. That's like 3.5 seasons.
I mean, and then combine them like we saw over 113 fucking total game-winning drives throughout a fucking combined 38-year season. Like, it's weird to say that these were the people that we watched growing up that we were saying we're gonna be in Canton, we're gonna be in the Hall of Fame, and now they're on their quote unquote last leg. We know Breeze is because
the farewell tour.
Yeah, farewell tour. Like we at least know Breeze is. We don't know where Brady's doing it, but like at least if there's something that we could take away from this game is we can appreciate the past 15, 20 years of these gentlemen and what they've done for the league and how much they've. I mean, Tom Brady, like in a quarterback driven league, like he has been very good at keeping up with what he does while also running a 5.5 40. Like being very immobile, like that works in the fucking 90s and shit. Like, but like he's Breeze can move, but like a little bit. He'll break fucking 12 ribs, but it's
Brady. Sorry,
you're good. No, you're good. Go, Peter.
Brady has definitely been the single staple of a classic quarterback that has somehow been able to hold through the 2010s into the 2020s. And once Brady is done, I think that era is, you can chalk it up. You can don't chalk it up. Write it in a fucking rock wall with some fucking diamond nice and deep and make it stay for a while. He will be the last quarterback of that quote unquote era, of that style of play, of all of that to do it. I think once Brady is gone, that we're done, and I think we're going to see the whole quote unquote new era, more mobile quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah,
we won't see many quarterbacks with a 5.5 40 time starting in the league anymore.
No. That's what scouts are going to look for. Can you run the ball and throw the ball? Like obviously you're going to want to be more like a Josh Allen than a Lamar Jackson, because everybody is concerned about longevity with Lamar Jackson types. But like Josh Allen's, like big arm, run the ball. I don't know about the stature, if that really makes a difference. I don't know if that's going to be a big thing, but like regardless, it's going to be, you're right, PD. It's a new era starting, and I would say it's already started. But I'm sure you would say it's already started too.
Yeah.
But
it has started, and then we're reaching the end of one and the continuation of another.
Exactly. So I'm very excited. Another fun little tidbit from this game: Brady it could be the first game Brady loses 3 games to the same team in one season. It'd be the first time in his career. I kind of want it to happen. So that's my pick.
Well, if you think about it, like, when's the last time this could have happened? I mean, that would mean that the Bills, the Jets, or the Dolphins not only sweep the Patriots, but also make it to the playoffs and then beat the Patriots in the playoffs. So this is the first time that this is actually even a possibility. And I want it to happen too. My official pick for this game is Saints by 28. So I'm looking for a repeat from the last 2 games. I haven't seen really anything to change my mind. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope it's a good game, but I do want the Saints to win.
I think 3 is a party, boys. I'm getting behind the Saints as well.
It's
nothing. There's nothing fucking fancy about it either. It's just the fact that what the Saints bring to the table is more than what the Buccaneers bring to the table. If you asked me when we were sitting around on our couches in August, I probably would have taken the Buccaneers at that point, based off of what everyone thought that they had to offer, a Super Bowl run. But their defense has fizzled out throughout the year. Their offense has proven to more or less not be as efficient or powerful as they were hoping. And again, Brady can only do so much for his team. And I think even at that, he hasn't, by his standards, had a good season for himself.
Yeah. No, yeah. I think it's I think what both of these players have done over this season, like to come in with what they've had. I mean, obviously, like the veteran in them helps out a lot, but like they both like had pretty good seasons. Like Breeze has been injured, but like Brady's had a really good season. I do put up the point that he got a lot to work with. It's hard not to be successful with what he has, but if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. He's still doing it though. Like there's one half of the equation, the other half fucking doing it. So I still, I don't know. I still think the Saints are gonna fucking.
Yeah, the other half is a 6 touchdown game by Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
That would be a plentiful other half.
Jeez, man.
In which you could control, alt, and delete the rest of the Buccaneers season.
I think let's get it. Let's fucking go, boy. Let's hope we're not wrong about this one.
Word. I don't think we will be.
I don't think so too, but it's fucking Tom Brady.
So moving on here, I'm about to hit you with the upset alert. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think it's gonna happen. But the Browns are playing the Chiefs in I think this is the tastiest matchup of the week. Obviously, I feel good about sticking with the preseason prediction of whoever is playing against the Chiefs in the playoffs is getting fed to the Lions. So I think that's going to happen again to the Browns. I'm looking at actually the stats from the last time that the Browns and the Chiefs played. Obviously, a lot has changed since then. The Chiefs' top runner the last time that they played the Browns was Kareem Hunt. Spencer Ware was also over there, so crazy stuff. But in that game, Baker had 297 yards and 2 touchdowns. Nick Chubb had 85 rushing yards and a touchdown. And both of those to me sound like pretty solid games from both those guys, just about like what you'd expect from Chubb and a solid game for Baker. And they lost by 16. So I don't really see how Cleveland pulls this off. I would even say if Kansas City somehow came out to the start that Pittsburgh did, like they need like 10 minutes and they score 21 points. So
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That good on the Browns. Like they capitalized on what they did, but like you can't expect to get 4 turnovers in the first quarter, and first off, just that alone. So I think that's going to be the factor: is that can you play straight up with the Chiefs and not rely on the turnovers? And
I think we find ourselves in two scenarios here, based off of kind of what's been going on lately. The Chiefs have been slightly sus at times. They get the job done, but the way that they win games isn't as dominant as most people want. So either they get those 1 or 2 turnovers that could keep the Browns in the game. Maybe they have hope going into the third quarter. But if not, I think the Chiefs won't run away with it.
And I posed this to Theo, saying that it's just weird because with the Chiefs, you're expecting them now to score on every drive. You're expecting them to do this and that and win big. It just like for instance the Falcons game in Week 16. I was happy with that win. It showed that we could stop a top 5 offense. They were number 4 in the league at the time. It showed that our defense can step up, and that's what's most sus about the team is our defense, and it's not even that bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. So I think the fact that we showed that we can do it is good. We can win many different ways. We've won in shootouts, we won in blowouts, we've won in close games. The big thing is that we won. We didn't lose those games, we won those games. So regardless of how it goes, I'm very excited to see what happens. And yeah, you could say we're sus, but I think it's just the expectations are so high for us that it's weird when we only score 17 points.
Yeah, I didn't want to. Never was I watching a Chiefs game sus as in like, oh fuck, they might lose.
Right,
oh, no.
right.
Like, no, that's not what I'm. But sus as in you play a team that you're clearly better than, and you should probably, put them down by a solid 10, 14 points. And your spectators should never think that the other team even has a possibility of winning the game.
Right.
And sometimes they, let the weak links leak their way on in, and it's the playoffs time though, and I'm sure their whole coaching staff and players know that there's no time for that.
I'm not sure if there's another. I mean, there might be if you can pick one out. Maybe the Saints. But this might be maybe even the Ravens. The Ravens are really good coached, but this might be one of the best coached teams too in the playoffs right now.
They have a really solid culture over there in Kansas City, which I think is more dangerous than any player that they could possibly put on the field, because it's great to have a Patrick Mahomes type, but when the third string tight end has his blinders on for the Super Bowl, that's a hard team to stop. I think the Chiefs are very safe in this game unless somehow the Browns pick up Henry Ruggs before Sunday. But hey, crazy.
Anything's possible.
I guess. I mean,
hey, 1 or 2 Jarvis Landry flea flickers later, or Philly specials later, we could have ourselves a game.
True. I mean, it takes one play to swing that momentum. Who knows?
True.
I do know this. Andy Reid is also really good off of a bye. He's 18-3 in his career off of a bye week.
That's okay.
He's but I think it's not only that, but I couldn't find the exact stat, but under the Mahomes era, I think the lowest scoring game after a bye with Mahomes was 31. So,
what they put up last week though, the Browns?
They put up 45.
Just saying.
No, I get that. I get that.
We all know the Chiefs should come out on top.
They should. But hey, man, like you said, essentially we've been playing down to our opponents. So
it could be a close game, and the Chiefs will win in the last 7.5, 8 minutes of the game, or it will be a blowout. And by the third quarter, whatever miserable fans might have showed up to Chiefs Stadium, Arrowhead, from Cleveland, they'll probably drive home.
Let's just
beat the traffic, beat the snow.
let's just hope the Browns don't go up by 10 points.
Yeah, not likely.
But because you know what happens when all of last season when we came back from a 10-point deficit every playoff game last season. So
I don't hate the Chiefs as long as they're playing good football and it's the whole team effort. I'm good with it. This would be a really bad fucking game for that old school Chiefs run defense to show up. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be, I think, worst case scenario that Nick Chubb gets 180 rushing yards and Kareem Hunt. Hello. Like you definitely don't want that to happen.
What's up, motherfuckers? Oh, you forgot about me? You thought because I hit some bitch that I'm gonna go away? Surprise!
He said this game's personal, by the way.
You better believe it.
So I mean, I guess it's personal, even though he lied to the organization saying nothing happened. And then there's a video that comes out, so that might be why it's personal that he lied. I guess.
All right, let's stop talking about that molestation of a game and move on to a quality AFC matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills. And I think it's a toss-up of a storyline, but a storyline nonetheless is Josh Allen versus Lamar Jackson in the divisional round of the playoffs. I mean, these are guys very respectable at the young points in their careers. They have very different strengths. They have very different weaknesses. They're very different, but also very similar. It's just two interesting guys to watch go against each other. The fact that they were drafted in the same year, and then Baker's also out there who's going to be playing this week. I mean, there were high expectations set for these quarterbacks. Literally the night they were drafted, there were high expectations set. So to see them coming out and performing on the big stage or heading up to the big stage, working for it, it's nice to see. I think this is the closest game of the week. I really can't pick a winner here. I think either team could take care of it. Like the Bills are obviously the favorite because they have maybe more consistency at the quarterback position, more consistency in general, but boy, if they don't their rush defense just straight up has to be better than it has been, cuz if they let Lamar run, then good night Irene. It's over and Buffalo's packing up and going home again. So that's what I got on that one.
Yeah, I think what we're looking at here is, Lamar Jackson did a great job kickstarting his career. Josh Allen, I think it was a delayed kickstart, but both of them have had success earlier on in the regular season. What we're looking at here for their legacies is someone to, make that push. And whoever comes out on top here, I think is going to be a nice little cherry on top for what they've done so far and what they have potential to continue to do. I agree with you, though, Theo. I don't know if I have a particular favorite in this game, although the sports book will say the Bills. I'm not so convinced as well because I do think that the Bills' defense could have trouble containing Lamar Jackson. I also think that, and this might be a little bit of a hot take, but there is a chance that the Ravens find a way to slow down Stephon Diggs, and if they can do that, if they can somehow do that, the Bills' offense will be looking for options. They'll be scurrying for options, and it could be a good game.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it is the closest game of the week. For me personally, it all comes down to who I want to play. Or who I would want to see play if we win. I'm not going to guarantee us a win, Chiefs, but it's if we win. I just from a personal preference, it's very hard. I feel like the Ravens are really hot right now. The Bills are kind of hot. I think the Ravens, if the Ravens can get the run game going, it's going to be hard to stop. Same thing with Bills. Diggs, Cole Beasley's figuring it out. If the number one over there, John Brown, if he's fucking healthy. So, if it's all weird right now. But personally, I think I'd rather play the Bills. I think I want the Bills to win this game because I feel like we've stopped Lamar Jackson enough. We were 3-0 against them. and maybe like that 4-0 might be hard, right? But I still trust that. I trust in our secondary more than our run game, than our run stopping abilities. I trust that we can slow down the Bills. Maybe not stop them. We can slow them down. Josh Allen is known to lay some eggs. Let's just be honest here. He's known to lay some eggs. Like, he's a very up until this year, his career has been known as streaky. Like, that's what it's been known as. And he's been very inaccurate. He's been very relying on his legs. Now he's relying on his arms. He's not looking to run the ball when he scrambles. He's looking to pass the ball first, then run. He's doing what I'm not trying to, I don't like to bring the Bears reference up, but he's doing what like Trubisky hasn't been doing. No, he hasn't been progressing like Trubisky hasn't been doing. Like you can't really see Trubisky's progression, but you can really see where Josh Allen has been progressing. But why I say that, because they're very similar, and like they like to scramble. They like to throw it downfield. Like, it's just that one's doing it at a higher level than the other. Like, to be completely honest,
significantly higher level.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm just saying that they both have kind of the same skill sets. And they're both around the same age. But
around the same age. One of them's white. One of them's black. One of them can't actually run that fast. The other can run fast. One thinks
hold on.
I'm talking about Josh Allen.
They both have some wheels on them. Don't get it twisted.
I thought you were talking about Lamar Jackson versus Mitch.
No, I'm talking about Josh Allen.
Sorry.
Lamar Jackson is fucking just no. I'm talking about Josh Allen.
I thought you made that comparison. I was about to raise a problem and be like, I don't know.
No, I'm talking about Josh Allen.
Mitch dropped in your mailbox.
No. I'm talking about Josh Allen to Mitch. They're very comparable in their skill sets and what they like to do. It's just that Josh Allen has been progressing it. Mitch Trubisky likes to get out the pocket and like he's getting out of the pocket and he's trying to run the ball, right? Josh Allen was like that, except he's evolving. He is not looking to run the ball when he gets out of the pocket now. He's looking downfield and actually trying to find the open receiver. He is trying to master his game, and he's trying to use his legs to his ability. Plus, he's 6'5", so if he does fucking run the ball, good fucking luck.
Josh Allen, for the record, I think Josh Allen can throw a football 30 yards on a spiral. I don't think Mitch can.
That's fair. But anyways, hold on, just real quick. So that's why I want the Bills to win it, because I think we might be able to stop the Bills better. Fuck you guys. I think we match up better against the Bills.
Chiefs game or what? Sorry.
I'm saying because from my
I forgot.
I thought we were talking about the Bears. I don't know.
All right, guys, come on. All right, what you got?
You know what, Derek? I agree with 90% of what you said. The only thing that I would maybe disagree with you with is truly a matter of opinion. If I'm the Kansas City Chiefs or a Chiefs fan, whatever, I would rather play Baltimore in the AFC Championship over Buffalo.
Okay.
I feel like you feel pretty safe about the Chiefs' offense in general and their ability to just put up points willy-nilly, maybe not like every drive you were saying before. That's a lofty expectation for anybody. But I think about get offensive firepower. I think the Bills are much more equipped to go toe-to-toe with the Chiefs like that, other than the Ravens. Like, we keep talking about how Lamar, he struggles throwing the ball at the quarterback position. That does not equal success to me against the Chiefs.
No, and I get that. I totally get that. My thing is that if what happens if we go down early against the Ravens and
you come back in 3 minutes. I don't know how many games you've been watching lately, but
hold up. Let me break it down. Let me break down what Theo wants to say real quick.
Yeah.
The Bills, they look something like that. A high ceiling. The Ravens, not so much. We'll just stop it there.
Okay, but
because I agree with Theo that the Bills' high ceiling is
I get that. But what
the Ravens, you might jump up and you might hit your head on the ceiling and you might hurt yourself. Where the Ravens, you're reaching for it, you're trying to jump up and touch it.
So hold on. So hold on. This is what I'm saying. We beat both these teams this year. I just want you to know that we beat both of them this year. So I think if we go down early against the Ravens. If let's say we do struggle, eventually if we get it, we're going to get it going. But at what point? I feel like if the Ravens can control the clock, that might be our biggest downfall. I feel like if it is a shootout, if it does become a shootout with the Bills versus the Chiefs, I feel 100% confident that Mahomes can win the shootout with Tyreek Hill, with Travis Kelce, with Clydesdale, with fucking Sammy Watkins, with fucking Demarcus Robinson. Like, I'm just saying. I feel like that we can win the shootout. All right, guys. All right. I mean, I know, I get it. I'm the only team in the fucking right now with the playoff team. I get it. Like,
no, it's like Peter was saying. If you want, like, if it happens that way and it turns into a shootout, I definitely like the Bills' chances of the shootout better than the Ravens. I think the best case scenario for the Ravens against the Chiefs is that Lamar Jackson rushes for 180 yards and 2 touchdowns, and they lose by 21.
That's fair. Maybe this is the pessimist or whatever in me. Maybe that's what it is, because I'm still terrified of the run game. You know, at times I'm still terrified, but I know that I don't know why I'm that terrified, because I feel good against the Browns and they have, you know, one of the best run games in the league. Like, it's maybe I'm just, I don't know, maybe.
Let me put it to you this way, Derek. We've agreed that the defense has looked miles better this year compared to past years. We've also agreed, like, the offense looks pretty much how we'd expect, fucking world class. I hate to keep bringing up this game, but it's the one game that we've seen the Chiefs lose. So it's the one way we can think about the way to beat the Chiefs. We have to look at the one game they lost. When the Raiders played the Chiefs the first time, right? When the Raiders played the Chiefs the first time, it was not ball control. It was not Josh Jacobs. It was Derek Carr putting on his big boy pants and launching the ball down the field. That's how you beat the Chiefs. You have to beat the Chiefs. You have to somehow out-Chiefs the Chiefs. Yeah. Good fucking luck. Fucking luck. Go ahead.
Where did the Chiefs lose that game at?
In Arrowhead. We were actually undefeated on the road this year. We lost both of our games at home.
I was really hoping they lost in Vegas. I was going to make a Vegas joke.
No. We actually
ship sailed.
We are
discard this foolish comment.
That's all right.
But hold on. Actually, no. Continue, and then I'll have something to say towards the end of this.
I really don't have much else to say.
I'm good too.
I don't know when you boys are going to have me on next, but I'm putting it up there for the fact that I want to see the Packers-Chiefs Super Bowl.
Me too.
Give the fans what they want. Give them a shootout. Give them a game that might even go to overtime. Yeah, just kind of want to get that off my chest.
I think we're in the same boat too, because like if it's you know, maybe Bucks Chiefs or something, that might be very enticing. But Saints Chiefs, but Chiefs Packers.
The Bucks aren't even on the.
I'm talking about from a hype standpoint, from a build up, from a viewer perspective. You know, that's a game that people want in America probably want to see. Maybe not avid NFL fans, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, outside of the fucking 45-year-olds that like to kiss their sons, I don't think anyone else wants to see the Buccaneers in the finals.
True. But yeah, I've been wanting Packers Chiefs too. So.
There's a 75% chance that the NFC is going to be represented by a guaranteed Hall of Fame quarterback. So the truth is, Mahomes going up against any of those guys is going to be a headline. Like, think about it: Rodgers, Brady, Breeze. The only one that would be a dud would be against Jared Goff. And even still, that defense might be maybe give some problems.
If they somehow beat the Packers, like I don't see them beating whoever comes out of the other game.
I don't either. That's why I feel comfortable saying, like, whoever fucking if we're feeling comfortable saying the Chiefs are going to win the AFC, then whoever they go against is going to be a big old hype train. I don't care if it's Chiefs Bucks. Forget that. I don't care if it's Chiefs Saints. I don't care if it's Chiefs Packers. I wouldn't even mind seeing Chiefs Rams so much to see maybe Jared Goff get one, maybe, whatever. It would piss me off really badly to see Chiefs Bucks. I would be really tilted at that. Kind of because of what you said before, Peter, about the changing of the guard there. That would literally be all anybody talks about for 2 weeks leading into the game. Yeah. And then when the Chiefs win, they're going to be like, and there he was in COVID season beating Tom Brady, the greatest of all time, and Patrick Mahomes.
No, yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was like 2 years ago too, with when it was the AFC Championship with Mahomes. They were like, this could be the passing of the torch.
Yeah, I can't watch passing of the torch promos for 2 weeks.
I don't want to watch the promos, but I like the concept.
If the Rams face the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, this is a one-time offer. I will give whoever views this podcast $5 if they view it between now and the Super Bowl if the Rams make it. That's how confident I am that they will not make it.
They just have to make it. They don't have to win the Super Bowl. They just have to make it there.
There's no fucking chance.
Well, you heard
the
it.
Rams up against fucking Aaron Rodgers, and they are fucking toast.
If you
watch, I would rather tune into The Bachelor than watch that fucking football game because it will be a pummelization.
You don't want to watch The Bachelor with Curtis, bro?
Not The Bachelor, Peter.
Yeah, well, he's got his own TV. We don't need to talk about that. I don't actually watch The Bachelor. I just know what's going on because of.
Yeah, no, that's why. That's why I said
right there. That's the football, basketball, occasionally soccer TV.
That's why I said. Yeah, I already knew Curtis was the one watching it. Him and his girlfriend.
Oh God, fucking Curtis. Well, gentlemen, that's all I have. I'm assuming that's all you have.
We're out of here.
Derek, fun as usual, of course, and then Peter, you might be in front running for best guest we've had on the show. I mean, it was a blast again. I had no doubt. Once again, I was very hyped up going into it, and you delivered, my friend. Very happy to have you on.
Gentlemen, it's always a pleasure to be on here. Love talking some shop about football. Love the debates. More importantly, love having a football debate with some educated people that love watching the game just as much as I do.
I love having a conversation with fans that don't that understand, that
don't dick ride their team because their team sucks ass.
Yeah, exactly. Long story short.
Yeah,
so it makes sense.
Looking forward to next week, the conference championship episode, AFC championship, NFC championship. You know where we'll be. We'll be right here previewing the action as usual. And because we're getting into championships talks, we are bringing on a champion level guest. We are entering the temple next week. To say Peter is a big shit talker, I mean that's entirely accurate.
Peter's still the biggest shit talker, bro. Like, don't even say anything.
No, that's true. Peter's a big shit talker, but boy, you know, Derek, we better bring our fucking hard hats next week for CT because he's gonna have opinions.
Yeah,
he's gonna have opinions, and he's gonna shove them down our throat without even asking. So God bless. I hope we can handle it. I hope the show can handle it.
All right, y'all. So we'll fucking, there it is. We'll tune in next week and we'll see what fucking happens. Deuces.